Ah, yes, the Gauntlet, an ultimate test that is not for the weak. A test where one slip up could mean death. Mwah! Nah, I'm just playing. Subscribe. Well, let's go. I came up with a way to enhance my creative portfolio while still putting out interesting content. This one will be a fan art gauntlet in which the difficulty increases the further we go. Up on screen you see the rounds, and now we're going to go through how I went about each. So round 1 was to draw Blair from Soul Eater in the goofy old cartoon style. The funny thing about Soul Eater characters is that they're already pretty wacky in design, so the cat version of Blair here was really close to my opinion on the goofy style. But I went with it, utilized grays instead of just blacks, made some slight tweaks, and that was that. Round 2 was Milo Murphy drawn in the stick and stone style. The stick and stone is just me combining what you would expect a stickman and a stoneman fusion to be. So I drew Milo by making sure that some of his unique features stood out while not going too detailed. Round 3 was to manually draw Bian from One Piece in my default style, and in an actual made-up scene of her stepping out of a honey puddle. The default style is just my own original style that you can expect most of my artworks to be in. I like drawing alien-like characters, especially females. Bian here is already in a form that I didn't have to do much changes to. Artistically, I keep the proportions at times close to human, and I make an effort to draw the lips. Also, the necks of my characters tend to be on the longer side unless the body type of the character suggests I should do the reverse. The markers that I have along with the papers don't really make it easy to do shading or lighting, so for the most part I stuck with flats. Round 4 was to draw Nico Robin from One Piece and Kana Kamui from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid in a scene of Robin carrying Kana in chibi form. Originally this was to be Robin carrying her to school, but at some point in the art process I apparently went away from that and just did this simpler composition. I'm happy with how this one turned out, and one thing I am proud of that I'll be implementing in my future works that involve black is Nico Robin's shading technique. Black can be a weird color to show lighter or darker versions for. One of the things I did here was to put a gray layer underneath and then do jagged black marks at certain spots to show the fabric and some lighting effects, and then color the rest in black. Round 5 was the default style, focusing on 3 One Piece characters, Doflamingo, Usopp, and Yamato. This one was really cool, and it's also one of the biggest reasons this whole gauntlet took several days longer than I planned. I kept going back to add or tweak stuff, especially on the coloring side. But to quickly explain the poses, Dofi is just there using one of my favorite attacks. I love the way the fire and the Conqueror's haki looks. Yamato on the opposite side is drawn in her transformed state. I probably did go overboard with the boobs as she bent forward, but I was fine with that and the ice effects showcased. Front and center is Usopp, and by emphasizing the aura and the lights and shadows as well, I was able to make him really intense. Round 6 was to manually draw in elongated style Sakura, Shaira, Tobi, and Hinata. The elongated style is to stretch various parts of characters, so the neck, boobs, legs, arms, and whatever else possible. This style is not meant to be realistic, obviously. For this one it turned out way easier than I thought from the sketching to the coloring. I was able to fit them all in the page while living up to the elongated method by just working with a rough equal vertical division on the page and deciding who will be more foreground from those in the background. Not much details in the coloring other than some shadow effects. Finally, round 7 was to do an epic spread in default mode, featuring Caraxes from House of the Dragon, Orihime from Bleach, Nubia from DC, Red Sonja from Marvel, and Lukoa from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. This one was probably the second longest round, but I think it might be my favorite piece in this gauntlet. I did the sketches for the girls first after roughly estimating the space they'll be in before positioning them properly. Then I sketched Caraxes in a way where we could still see enough of him without sacrificing any part from the girls. The only issue I had overall was the scales from Caraxes when coloring. Whoever made the brush did not make it sensitive enough to rotating, so that part took a while since I had to duplicate a bunch of layers after doing one line of the scales in order to rotate. I had to do lines of scales, duplicate, rotate, and repeat several times. I actually did Caraxes last though. Main reason he was here is that I needed another animal creature, and I can learn from this moving forward on what to improve on. Now the girls, I had no issues. Sonja and Nubia are meant to be the tallest ones out of the 4, so I was conscious of that while doing the designs. They're both warriors, but I made Amazon Queen Nubia more muscular, while for Sonja I made the legs more of an emphasis. Lukoa has a very large chest and is one of the curviest female characters you'll find in anime. Now, Bleach female character proportions honestly are top tier, even above some of my favorite series, and from the shoulders down would be similar to my own default style at times. So for Orihime, I did not have to alter much. Main difference is from the neck up. Anyway, that's it. We ran a 7-round fan art gauntlet. Let me know what you guys think. I'll be doing my own original art gauntlet next, so check that out to see things from my universe. Peace.